Worldwide, globally, the fitness industry made $87.23 billion. That seems like a lot. On paper, Australians, pretty health conscious. We're doing all right. 2 out of 3 Aussie adults were either overweight or obese. I mean, product placement is brilliant. I call this the hard way to lose weight, but it is the most successful. Hello, I'm Keely, founder of Mantra Active and Keely Marie Online. So I'm a nutritionist, and admittedly lately I have not been using my skills to their greatest effect. I wanted to talk to you about the holistic approach to weight loss, and what I've discovered is a little bit alarming. What I've found is that there are a lot of factors that factor into why people are overweight. A lot of that is to do with conditioning, environmental factors, and even our biology. So there is a genetic link between how our body metabolizes fats and nutrients, and also how it regulates our hunger hormones. There's a lot of ruthless subliminal marketing that is really targeting us emotionally, but also subconsciously, where we form habits that we really are unaware of, and they become very self-limiting and also very toxic. And when we accumulate habits like this, unfortunately, they can be really hard to break. A lot of clients that I speak to, when I ask them, do they understand why they emotionally eat or drink alcohol or binge eat, the majority of the time, there is no awareness of what is causing or what is triggering that emotional response. And what I've wanted to do for a long time is break that pattern. I'm going to tell you first about a couple of things that I found that were a little bit worrying, and then why I think that the current method and model isn't actually working very well. It didn't take me very long to find these facts and figures. They're right there on the internet, very reputable websites. And the first thing that I found was that in 2020, worldwide, globally, the fitness industry made $87.23 billion. And of that amount, Aussies contributed $3 billion to this health and fitness machine. In 2019, there was 5,133 gyms recorded as being active in Australia, although I think Rona might have drop that down just a little bit. 30% of the population said that they had some sort of affiliation with a gym or a studio. And in 2020, Aussies apparently spent $8.6 billion on health and fitness products. So I'm thinking, on paper, Australians, pretty health conscious. We're doing all right. And then I sort of scratched my head because I was looking at the medical data and what the top problems in the country for health are, and most of them are related to heart disease or diabetes, affiliated with comorbidities of obesity and overweight. So I'm sitting there going, okay, that's not really adding up. Let me just do another quick amount of research, and here's what I found. So in 2017 to 18, it was recorded that 2 out of 3 Aussie adults were either overweight or obese. Now, when you break that down, I've written this somewhere. So it was 36% were overweight and 31% were obese. Now, to put that differently, that's 67% of the population identify as either overweight or obese. Or, put another way, that's 12.5 million Australian adults that are clinically overweight or obese. That seems like a lot. Now, I want to be fair and clear that they measure this by using the body mass index scale, which I have some issues with because it's not a perfect science. But look, it is a great start. It goes off your height and your weight and your age. But obviously, I think there has to be other factors taken into it. I mean, an elite athlete can be considered overweight just by sheer muscle mass. So you do have to take into account muscle mass, lifestyle, diet, even bone density. Because I got a little bit down the rabbit hole here. In 2019, Bupa did a study, and they found that obesity-related disease was going to cost the Australian taxpayer in the following year $11.8 billion. That's a lot of money. And they're projecting that in the next 10 years, 40% of the Australian population will identify as being obese. Here's what doesn't make sense. We're spending all this money on health and fitness. 30% of people are saying, yeah, I go to the gym. And yet, 40% of the population is going to identify in the next 10 years as being obese. So if we've got all these gyms open and we're doing all this health promotions and stuff, why are we still getting bigger? Now, I cannot think that it's just because we have an abundance of food in our environment. So here's what I think. Marketing and media are getting better and better every year. They spend millions of dollars on market research. They have psychologists, they have everyone in there working out what is making you tick. I mean, Instagram is a great example. We have diet shakes, skinny teas, muscle powders, weight loss programs, influencers, and it seems like everyone has got a different opinion about how we should all look and how we should lose weight. I think that's pretty damaging to our mental state, just that, because people are already feeling vulnerable. When you're looking at those things, I mean, comparison is the thief of joy, right? So if we are already looking at those things, we feel kind of bad about ourselves already, and we see a skinny tea, we have been programmed to go, if that's a quick and easy solution, she looks great, I want to look like her, that tea can do that for me. That's how we've been programmed to think. Unfortunately, we look for the easiest solution. That is evolutionary. We always look for the easiest way to solve problems, which is great in a lot of ways. It's made us very clever and creative with things. But unfortunately, with weight loss and health, there just isn't a quick fix. There is no shortcut. I wish there was, but there isn't. I mean, product placement is brilliant. There's a reason that they play fast food ads at dinner time, because even if we're not consciously aware of it, it is going into our psyche. Now, I could go on about this for hours, but the point is that diet and exercise just doesn't seem to be working. It's the message, and you can take as many shakes or as many, shortcuts as you want, but they're not working. And the question is, why? Why aren't they working? What I've discovered working with lots and lots of people, different backgrounds, different walks of life, is that it comes down to our psychology. And we take things on, we carry those habits, and then we unfortunately play them out, and it becomes a little bit of a cycle. Until you can break the cycle, identifying the trigger, the problem, and then creating a new habit or solution, it will just be a perpetuating cycle. It doesn't matter how many 6-week programs you enroll in, how many gyms you join. If it feels like you're constantly trying, you get a little bit, a little bit of success, and then it's like a few weeks later, it's gone. You're back to normal, because we didn't really change the mindset. We didn't actually get to the root of the problem. And I'm not pretending to be a psychologist or anything like that, but I do know that when we started going into some of the habits, some of the things that we started doing at a certain time in our life, we can actually start to change them little bit by little bit, like a compound effect. 1% can actually add up to huge results. So that is where I'm going with this. These programs that we run are not solely about nutrition and exercise. They're more about getting into the nitty-gritty. They are hard work. I call this the hard way to lose weight, but it is the most successful. And this is where I think most programs online are really falling down. So I love meeting new people, and I would love to have a conversation and maybe see if there's something that I know about losing weight the hard way that might be able to help you. So you can book in with me, just following the link below, and there's no pressure. It's just a conversation to see if what I do might actually be onto something, because it is. But you've got to make that decision for yourself. It's hard work, it's commitment. I'm not gonna give you any BS solutions. I'm gonna give you the truth. I'm gonna give you the science, and I'm gonna give you proven facts. That's it. Because I personally want to be able to sleep at night and have a clear conscience and not use manipulative techniques to try and get you to spend money on something that's not going to work.